lovely people. Welcome to yet another episode of Women Rise. I'm called Madreen, and this is, yes, another Saturday to enjoy. Of course, when you're at home with your family and friends, it's yet another Saturday afternoon to enjoy while you're watching us. And if it's your first time watching us on this show, please like the episode, share the link with your fellows, and of course, share a comment in the comment section how you've liked the show, of course, and so much you share in the comment section. I hope you're all doing well. Now today with me I have Owomugisha Blessing, Immaculate. Blessing, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Madreen, for hosting me. I'm very glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for honoring this invitation. We are really so blessed, as your name, to have you with us today. Yeah, so Blessing is the country program coordinator of the East African Chamber of Commerce and Industry. She's also the president for the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs Alumni Association. She's an award-winning youth change maker and trade facilitation lawyer. She's also a lot that we shall, talk about in the conversation. She also sits on the board of many companies, organizations, and then she's also into Rotary. So we are really honored to have her with us today, and of course, as she shares about her story and more about her work. Yes, so Blessing, how do you describe to yourself to someone who doesn't know who Blessing is?
Blessing is a very simple person. She is more into community service. She likes growing herself and her peers. She's very intentional on what lies ahead of her. She works every single day to make sure that the day that has passed has not made her remain the same, but also the people around her. So that is how I describe myself, more in actions than words, but yeah.
Wow.
That's how I describe myself.
Wow. And then you mentioned you make sure every day you make it, better, and also for yourself and also the people around you. How do you do this?
Some of the people around me think that I am a dictator.
Oh.
I identify talent from afar. People are easy to just say, I have this weakness, I have this weakness, I have this weakness. But for me, I give opportunities to people because I easily identify talent. And I know this person might be doing this, but then she's very good at this. What if I give her a platform for her to be able to grow and be able to impact different communities? Wow. This is from my spaces at work, my volunteer spaces. People always ask me, but you just identified, like I was here in my corner and you just told me this thing. It's because I take time to study people. I get to know the beautiful things that are hidden behind their shyness, behind their being proactiveness. And I'm able to say, you know what, why not give this person an opportunity, maybe to volunteer? Why not speak to them and get to see the things they like doing? And when an opportunity just drops by, I'm like, oh, I know Madreen. Madreen can do this. Oh, I know Joanne can do this. Oh, I know this person can do this. And of course, some people disappoint.
Of course.
Which is okay because you're not able to get people's hearts and everything. But I know 90% of the people that have believed in and given an opportunity to grow, and they're doing amazing things, and I'm always very proud of that.
Wow. Yes. Wow, we are starting on the right note. So before we go so much into what Blessing is doing, briefly take us through your education background and your childhood experience.
I always don't like talking about my childhood background because it wasn't the very best. Yeah, but I grew up we did not have a lot of money. We did not have money at all.
Okay.
so like every time, starting from Sunday school, I felt like they were always discriminating cool kids, not cool kids. We're in the same space. My dad was a library master from Barra High School. So we used to stay in the same quarters. But they are like there are senior teachers that have like a car, have co-staff, they're in Mothers Union.
Yeah.
So they used to pick those to give them the lead positions in like singing, reading the Bible.
Okay.
And then you'll be stuck there in Sunday school. You're thinking, guys, even me, I can read. But that showed me what they always say, survival for the fittest. You're either with a good background, with a good family, or you are getting your way through life. So for me, when I was finishing my primary school, I was very excited. My sister had gone to Waranyanja, a very good school. I have 3 siblings, so we are 4. So my big sister and brother, they had gone to beautiful schools, and I was looking forward to that. And then my dad lost his job, so we're like, okay, where do I go?
Yeah.
I always tell people that I was homeschooled, but not the cool homeschooled. We were just moving around. And there's one of the students that liked my dad. He had eventually become a teacher. So he was like, you don't have to worry. I'll just give you whatever you need, and then you can, prepare for exams and do exams. Like, we were just mumbled up, me and my kid brother. So when I was finishing my my high school, there were job forms that they put, but because we didn't have money, so I was like, I'll just put law and Makerere University anyway. I won't afford it if I don't get government. But luckily enough, I am a very smart child. Yes, academically smart. So I just did exams from a school. It's called Kakungulu Memorial School. People just liked me, I think, because I was discussing for them. Yeah, but when exams came back, they called me. One of the teachers called my mom and was like, oh, is Blessing around? Would like her to come to school. It's a Muslim school. So for me, I was busy hustling in my vacation, and I just showed up. I just showed up in a short skirt. And this is like a Muslim school that people are putting on long things and covering their faces. They didn't care. I had performed so well. They had invited me to put me in New Vision, monitor, they're taking pictures. It was very exciting because for me it was my first time to like get that type of visibility. So when admission came, I had been admitted to Makerere University on government. I was very shocked. Wow. I was very shocked. Everyone was shocked. I think I made the clan happy. I am not sure. I need to get to know that.
The whole clan.
Yeah, but that's how I got into law school. Different experiences. I didn't have so many friends. People had come from different schools. So like, I was like, okay, I'll just put on my shorts and t-shirt and a backpack and just enjoy the university. It was my first time in MOOC anyway. So I was getting lost, getting phoned. Life happened. But I am glad that I went through that experience because for me, it's carved me into the person that I eventually have become, because I learned quite a number of lessons through that. And I feel like, my leadership even started at the university, but it's because of my growing up, getting to know that you have to get your way to the top, you have to be intentional, you have to grow, you have to do this. So for me, that is a little bit that I can give about my background.
Yeah, true. Yes. Okay, Blessing. So, Blessing, what are you doing? You're the country program director of the East African Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Yes, tell us more about this.
Yeah, so I do a lot of things. Let me just give you a background of how I went into trade facilitation. So when I finished university, I got a job at a law firm, Casemo at that time. I worked for maybe like 2 years. And then I realized this is a bit boring for me. I liked litigation a little bit, but I felt like the courts in Uganda, there's a bit, they delay, this one has died, this one has lost a wife, this one has lost a dog, this one, like everything is just prolonged unnecessarily. So I was looking for a space where I can adventure and also be able to grow. A friend of mine, I talked to a friend of mine, he was like, actually they're headhunting position at the Uganda Chamber of Commerce at that time. I think this is a space you can take on. I went, because I'm tall and a little bit big, so they kept thinking that I'm like above 30s. So I interviewed for a job position, they had given me a contract, and they later asked me, how old are you? So when I told them, they said, no, you can start as head policy. We can't give you the Secretary General's role.
But you had passed the interview.
Yes, I had that given me the contract. So that's how I get into the space of trade facilitation. As very intentional, I started taking on different certificates for trade facilitation. And then I was head policy, I think, for like maybe 3 years. Then I became the Secretary General for like 5 years. So 2023, I left Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and I went to the East African Chamber of Commerce where I'm doing my work as a National Program Coordinator for Uganda, because it is the apex for the Chambers of Commerce within East Africa. So that is what I currently do. Chambers of Commerce, they're really apex bodies for private sectors in different countries. They do trade facilitation, trade training, market research. They organize business forums. They organize business-to-business meetings. They're enablers of the growth of businesses, whether they're SMEs, large enterprises. Everyone in business gets to belong to a particular chamber of commerce that is within their country. Yes.
Wow. And you mentioned all these leadership positions. Yes. How are you able, to handle these leadership positions? Of course.
My friends always laugh at me because they tell me, do you have like more hours in a day? Because you are here, you're in Rotary, you're volunteering in 18 spaces, you are doing your work, you're doing A, B, C, D. But for me, what I always tell people is you need to learn to plan. Like, no one is going to work 8 hours. I know that all our bosses tell us that you have to work 8 hours, but in those 8 hours, what are you actually doing? Are you working? If you're working, like how much time do you spend on 5 documents vis-a-vis how much time you spend on one? Because there are people who just come to work, they're like, oh, let me just log on our TikTok and we see. So they spend like 3 hours on TikTok. Running through. But then for me, what I do is that I plan my day. I'm like, when I wake up at 4:30, I am going to do my Bible study or read or pray about it. Then I start my day. Within that period before I leave for work, I am going to plan my day, and I say if I need to submit a document, if I need to work on this, I have worked on it. Then from morning to lunch, this is my time for work. Everything work related. Call me, engage me, documentations that you need, everything. I'm on my computer doing work. In the afternoon, I can't do a lot of work because my concentration levels is low. So I engage people. I engage people at work and see how much information they want to take in, but I also engage other people that I support. Along that, I engage my volunteering spaces. I am able to engage as many people within that time. But then between that time, between 5 and later in the night, I literally sleep like at midnight. So I have a lot of time. Within that time, I can visit a Rotary Club. I can plan the academy work. I can be able to run my other side companies that I'm trying to put up. So it needs just planning and also planning, and you discipline yourself. When the time reaches and you say, I said
planning,
I'm going to
and
do.
then you don't do what you
When you say, I want to do ABCD, then do it. Don't just wait. Don't wait for the calendar. It beeps. It does what you say. I'll do it later. I'm still having a conversation with this person. That is your time that you have entered into. So for me, my roles have not been a burden to me. I have had an opportunity of planning, executing, and by the time I take on a role, I can do it. I can take on a role and do it. If I'm not able to do something, I'll gladly tell you, I can't take that on because of my plate. It's full, or I'm not interested, or I'm not passionate about that you want me to do. There are very many opportunities that have come up, and someone says, Blessing, I want you to support me in this. And I tell them, no, I'm not able to support you because maybe my plate is full, or maybe that is not my line of work that I would want to do. So everything that I take on is either doing one of these things. It's developing me personally, professionally. It is impacting communities around me, and it is also adding to the contribution of other people. So if it is not that, if it is not helping me grow in God, if it is not impacting me professionally or personally, if it is not impacting people around me, I won't take it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone who is watching us, how do they, focus on themselves, on the things that you're mentioning? Yes, someone would love maybe to copy something from you, how you did.
I don't know if you can copy anything. People read books and write books and they say, I copied this person, I copied this person, I copied this person. But sometimes I tell people, just pray about it. Like, prayer has really worked for me. Every time I tell people that prayer has worked for me, they don't believe me.
They don't believe.
But I know that prayer has worked for me because everything that I want to do, I first talk to God about it. And I tell him, for me, my relationship with God is a bit personal. So I tell him, I want to do this and I want to do it in this particular way. Please guide me in a way that I can do it better. When you pray about something, you will get a conviction of maybe it is not the right thing to do this time, maybe leave it. But also another thing is just surround yourself with people that are impactful in life. People, your circle matters. We're not living, this is not a trial life. Like, the people who just spend a day and they're like, the day has ended. I have not done anything. But that is a day that has gone. This is not a trial. It's not going to come back. Surround yourself with people that inspire you. Someone told me that if you're in a group and you're like a king in that group, like everything they ask you, blessing, what do you think about this? What do you think? Like you have like a kingdom, like you're in charge. Everyone is looking up to you, literally. That is not your space. You're wasting a lot of time in that space because you're not going to grow. Everyone thinks you've already grown so much. Every day I'm looking for someone who can impact me, who can change personally and professionally. Actually, personally, I'm looking like who puts on the best clothes, which person has the best hair, how do they get to inspire me? Professionally, which person is doing something online? I am always reaching out to people who are in trade facilitation spaces. My mentor, one of my mentors is called Joy. Joy is doing amazing work at the African level for trade facilitation. And every time I reach out to her and call her, and I'm like, I'm stuck here. She's like, blessing, you can't be stuck. We have to move.
Yeah.
So like pick people that will add an impact. And an impact, I don't just mean every time is not for growing.
Yes.
Even someone who makes you smile, that's already an impact. You can't be in a space where you're always complaining. This one did this. This person did this. Can you believe? Every morning you wake up and you have a story to complain about. Then you become that person whom they will go to because they want to complain. That negativity. Just look around you and see, this person is always smiling. Why are they always smiling? Maybe I should make them my friends and we smile together. People say when you smile, you become younger. For you, are you always complaining about life? Surround yourself with such energy. There are people that do things and you're like, I want to do that. You might not be able to make them your friends, but you can watch them on a podcast and you say, hey, Blessing talked about this. I feel so inspired. I think I should do this. So which people of your top 10 people that you listen to, that you've surrounded yourself with, how are they impacting you? How are they impacting your story? And another thing that I would probably want to talk about is, what is your motive of doing something? What is your motive? All of us want to be rich, drive beautiful cars, go to beautiful homes, and so many. But is that your motive of doing something? There's some things must push you. You wake up in the morning and you just have a motive of, I want to self-rich. I want to be rich. I want people to look at me in my village and say, Blessing over suffered. Now she's rich. Who cares? There are so many other rich people. Like when you have a good motive about something, even when you have something that pushes you back a little bit, you're like, I intended well. I intended this person to turn out well. Maybe the person now hates you or maybe speaks ill about you, but as long as your motive is clear, like I'm telling you, there's going to be a payback without knowing. And that is why for me, when I intentionally People always say, but Blessing, you're always supporting people whether they like you or they don't like you. Some people have even moved on and said stuff. But for me, my thing is that I am not impacting you because I want to benefit myself. I'm impacting you because someone somewhere impacted me. Now I feel like I am just paying it forward. Tomorrow, Madreen, you'll be like, you know what? Blessing gave me this seed. I want to also give it to another person. Do you know how the world will be changed by that concept of saying, I am pushing because someone pushed me, then the other person also pushes because this person pushed me. So the motive has to just be clean. Don't be selfish. Don't be like, I trained Blessing. Can you believe now she hates me? Come on.
And then you're expecting something back in return.
It never comes back. Human beings shock you. It never comes back. But just have a clear motive. Say, for me, I have impacted Madreen, but I believe that within the line of work, she will also be able to impact another young girl, another young boy. Eventually, life will play it. Imagine, I was listening to someone and someone said that, I'm seated here. There's a person here, a very old woman who was just cleaning, and she gave me tissue the time I was using the washroom. And I felt like this is so selfless. And I also felt like I need to do more. I need to do more. This person was actually a billionaire saying that. And the lady was just seated there, not knowing that he had impacted someone. So I think that I'm very bubbly.
All right. So Blessing, you're talking over, leadership and then also impacting young girls. But how do these young people, mainly the young girl, how do they discover themselves, to being something maybe, beneficial to them?
There are some things that really, one thing that I want to mention before I give this advice, because I don't want young girls to be on pressure to discover themselves. When people are speaking, young people feel the pressure. I have to discover myself at the age of 18. I have to discover myself at the age of 20. But I feel like it is okay for you not to have discovered yourself even at that age. Because different people get to discover themselves differently. Yes, there are people who just, like in P5, someone will say, in P5 I already knew I wanted to be a doctor, and now I'm a doctor. But there are some people who take through the journey of discovery, through trying out so many things. You try out as many things until you eventually land on what you want to do. So many things. You try, there are people who do baking, then there's a person who does money, crochet, what. By the time they discover that they were just meant to be mentors, they have tried out 20 things. So give yourself the liberty to try out as many things as possible. When you're still young, you can actually try out so many things. Try out every day. Don't give an opportunity. I always tell the people that I mentor, volunteer as many times as possible. For me, there are projects that I'm running right now, the projects that I ran at Chamber, that I wouldn't have managed to run if I hadn't joined Rotary. Rotary was a space where you just dive in, they give you money, you fundraise for that money, you look for money everywhere, you can't get money. I beg my friends, I beg my neighbors, please give us money, I want to save these communities. And then you have to plan for your project, and then you have to implement the project, do M&E. So for me, all that taught me project management. Now people call me to do project management for their projects. And I'm like, I didn't even have to go to school with that. I just volunteered and learned a skill. So allow yourself to adventure. Allow yourself to learn so many skills. Allow yourself to try out so many things because they help you a lot. Number 2 is, what are you passionate about? Like literally, if I ask you what are you passionate about, what can you say? Someone says, I am passionate about singing. There are things that need you to have a talent. You might be passionate about singing,
but then there's no trace.
But when you open your mouth, people might not be passionate about listening to you. So there are particular things if you're passionate about something, there are people who naturally are kind people. There are people who naturally like talking to people. There are people who are naturally shy and into themselves. That also defines what you can do. A shy person will not be able to say, now I want to teach, now I want to be a mentor, now I want to be out there, because at the end of the day, you won't be able to do that. So what are you passionate about? And for me, I always say, please talk to God. Like, talk to God about you. Like, why aren't you talking to God? He's your father. Like, talk to him about things that you want to do. Everyone, when I was at law school, everyone knew I was a litigant. I liked litigation. Every given opportunity, I'll be there in front, being able to support my clients. And everyone knew that I would make a good lawyer. That where I did my clerkship from, my supervisor used to tell me, oh my God, you're just going to make a very good lawyer in court. But I realized that's not what I wanted to be. Now I'm doing trade facilitation. I'm training women how to do business. I'm training men how to do business, how to grow their businesses. I'm doing so many other things. I'm going to talk about it. I must talk about them. But like at the end of the day, it gave me room to grow. I talked to God about it. I was comfortable with it. Now I'm running it and I'm very happy where it has taken me. But it's because everyone is on pressure. If you're a young person, you've not discovered yourself. Everyone is starting up a business. Everyone is saying, I have to start makeup. I have to start sell t-shirts. I have to do this because everyone... But let me tell you, not everyone has to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone, because all the young people now, everyone has a business, online, offline, whatever. But you can just be a good employee. You can just grow through the ranks. You can be a good CEO of an already established industry. You do not all have to start something new. All of us, imagine if everyone had a new thing. Who's going to employ? Whom are we going to employ? There are people that are in a good industry that are growing through the ranks. There are people who have said, for me, I like singing, I'll do a band. There are people that have said, I want to be an administrator. They have gone through the ranks. They're now permanent secretaries. There are people. So don't feel under too much pressure. You see my peers. I looked at Madreen's CV. Oh my God, can you believe she's 18? Now she has she has already gone to Dubai. No, that is her life. Let her live her life. Even you look for your life and write little things you want to do day by day, month by month, year by year, and eventually take the discipline to achieve one by one. And if you fail on anything, do not beat yourself up and say, I have failed in this. I feel like I can't do anymore. How many times have we all failed? We are on TV telling stories of success. My God, you know how much failure. If everyone said now that TV is going to talk about our failure stories,
there's a lot behind.
People would actually be so sad, because there's a lot that we go through. There's a lot of limping. There's a lot of falling. But every time we fall, we just raise up and say, you know what, it doesn't matter how many times I fall, as long as I get up, get an idea, and try to work on it and move on.
Wow, beautiful conversation here with Blessing. So Blessing, you're the president of the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. Yes, what are some of the opportunities in this academy, and the women, which kind of women do join this?
First of all, I want to invite every woman out there. Every woman. The advantage is it doesn't have an age limit. It doesn't have an academic limit. As long as you can speak English and you can use the computer, that's the only qualifier. You just go online. There are calls. The Academy for Women Entrepreneurs is under the U.S. Department of State. But now in Uganda, it's U.S. Mission, Uganda, but it is in almost all the countries in Africa. So any person who is in business, who's trying to come up with an idea, you just get on, log on the system, be able to apply. They do shortlist. Again, if they don't shortlist you, apply until they shortlist you, because they will eventually shortlist you. Just apply, tell us your story, tell us the beautiful things you are doing. You will be admitted. You do an online course with the University of Arizona. It's called Dream Builder. It teaches you anything you want to know about business. It takes like even 1 month. Then you have mentors within the business space that will be able to train you, engage you, and help you grow your business. And then after that, you have a pool of women. In Uganda, we have more than 700 that have already taken this course, but that is just Uganda. We have the rest of East Africa, we have the rest of African countries that are doing something similar to probably what you're doing, that can support you, that can partner with you, that can purchase from you, and then you have this space. There are so many opportunities, opportunities of funding. That is number one. There are quite a number of grants that are shared that you apply for and compete, but as long as you're an alum for the academy, you can apply for that.
Okay.
Number two is that there are very many partnership opportunities. Everyone, there's no unique thing. I know Ugandans like that thing. My thing is unique. My thing is unique. Maybe it is unique in the way you're doing it,
yes.
but there's someone who's doing something. There's something a bit similar. There's someone out there who can complement you, who is in your value chain, whom you can reach out and get to partner with them. But of course, you have a network of clients, of sisters that can buy from you, that can support you, that can do so many other things. But you get to grow.
Yeah.
Personal growth,
Personal
business growth. Yes, there are so many things that now I can do. Business plan, I can do financial accounting. Now I don't need an accountant for all my businesses that I'm running.
Do it yourself.
I do it myself because I learned from the Dream Builder. I'm sorry, accountants. You'll get jobs elsewhere. But there's a lot of professional and personal learning. And also we do a lot of impact in community. We give back, we train other people. So you can also be part of that group, and we train as many people. Maybe the US mission might not be able to meet every woman, but with the information that we get, we're able to train as many women as possible within our communities. Yes.
What are some of the success stories from the women, of course, you've handled, or the women you've engaged with in this academy?
There are many I am a success story.
Yeah.
That is I should start there. I should start there because when I did the academy for women entrepreneurs, at that time, I'm a COVID baby for the academy. We even did it fully online. We didn't even meet our mentors physically. We were all online, bored, stuck, wondering what courses we can do. So that is how I joined.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I learned so many things. I also eventually learned opportunities that are available within the US mission. I applied for Mandela Washington, a fellowship, which I was admitted to last year. Amazing opportunity. Another opportunity that everyone should apply for. If you're below the age of 35, of course, they have a limit to that. But for me, I managed to open up 2 companies. One is a fruit drying company. It's called Peel Pops. We dry fruits and we sell them to different people. So had you told me earlier, this office would be full of dry fruits with you people sampling.
We shall have to look for it.
Yes. Then we also started another one for financial literacy in children. Now we are doing financial literacy in children and creating little savers clubs in so many children. But largely when I joined the academy, I was already running my first NGO. It's called Aida Legal Business Clinic. Legal business clinic for businesses, really providing them free compliance information. It has grown, it has won grants, and it has impacted many people. So for me, personally, I am a success story from the academy. I have seen the academy grow me, I have seen it plant in me a seed, and I have seen it grow. Now I'm very happy. I'm a happy child. Yeah, but I've also seen very many people that have moved from doing production from their homes. They have gone to different factories. People have started exporting their products. People have been given exposure. They have grown. They have made so many, they have won so many grants. We started up what they call Tunda Market, which is a platform also for people to be able to market and train people who are going to do pitching, and grants to get grants. So very many people have gotten grants from that space. But also we launched what they call the deal book. The deal book is a profiling book for every person who is in Awe. So we profile them, their need, and we're able to share these documents with different funders. And I know people that have already been engaged. So there are so many success stories. I can't mention all of them, but I take my success story.
We have Blessing here, and Blessing, you talked about you're doing financial literacy in children. Somehow interested in this. How do you do this?
So what we do, so we have a curricula that we follow. We go to schools, launch it, train in sessions, different sessions for the children. We're able to take them through how to make money, how to increase their money, how to save their money, and how to invest their money. We have a fund host, so we create what they call Little Savers Clubs in the different schools. The children now start saving with the Little Savers Clubs. They keep putting, they get 5,000, they put, get 10,000, they put on their different accounts. So they can use this money to grow it in different ways, prepare popcorn, pizza, and they keep increasing this money, until they eventually, until the money gets a lot. So our target group is from 4 years to 19. Our intention is that this generation that is here, we want by the time they turn 19 or by the time they turn 20, they have millions on their account, they can pay their own tuition, they can buy their own land, they can also invest in their different businesses. We are targeting 1 million children. We are not yet there, but our target for this year is 300 schools to make sure that they have clubs, they're saving money, and they're growing it. We've reached out to the fund hosts to be able to also reinvest the money that children are saving so that it keeps growing on their different accounts.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is basically
this is so beautiful because, also as the adults, we can't we need this training because managing finances is really a problem.
You see,
so
those
very
adults,
good so that
because everyone is doing financial literacy in adults, but it is not easy for you to convince an adult who's already 50 years that now you need to start saving your money. But these children, when they get this information early and they grow with it, they start saving with it. So by the time they reach the university, a child has 20 million, what are you going to tell them? The culture is there, they're empowered with knowledge, and they already have the money as evidence to show that it can actually work. So for us, our intention, we know young people, old people, young people, we know that you need the financial literacy, but for us, we feel like that generation is already beyond us. There's a lot of work that you need to do to convince them. But for these young ones, now this is our opportunity for them to start young, start growing their money young, start investing their money young, and by the time they reach at our ages, they do not have any needs. They might have needs, but they have financial provision that can sort out their needs, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. They might be with rich parents now, but maybe in the near future a parent can pass on. But if they have that money, they can pay their own tuition. They can get beautiful things to themselves. They can invest in businesses. They can buy land. They can own property. But that starts with the young people.
So a parent who is watching us right now and you've not yet visited, the particular school of their children, how else, which other means can they, reach out to you for these services?
So we have our social media handles, Little Feather Builders. Please follow us, like us on social media, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. I'm not very sure about Instagram, but on those ones. But we also have our contacts, which I'm going to share, and probably they will be projected here on the screen. So please call us, let us know that you're interested. If your school is interested, if you're an admin and your school is interested in this program, we are here. to support you. We are here to support you, to give you this information, and to get the Little Savers Clubs running. Like I mentioned, our target is 300 schools. This year, we have not even reached a quarter of that, meaning that we can still go as much. Yes, there's still chance. If you feel your community wants to also start a Little Savers Club, we can still come to your community. If you have a family that is extended and you have more than 150 kids, we can still come to your family and be able to educate you. Our goal is to make sure that the children that are now in Uganda are financially empowered, not with only the knowledge, but also with the evidence of the money that they are saving. Yes.
Wow, this is a very beautiful one. And I think I'm starting to see why you got the award of the, change maker. Tell us about this award. How does it come to you? And how did you win it? What are some of the things you did to be able to get this award?
Yeah, so this award, the Youth Changemaker Award, is actually an award that is given to someone who has impacted the community more with their voluntary spaces, not the ones who are making money. So I think I was highlighted as the Rotary Women Award. That had already been given at that time, as profiled. I think that year what we did is that we introduced 3 programs for the Rotaractors, the young ones. One was the Future Me Mentorship Program to mentor the young people into their businesses, their careers, their families, so would pair them up with Rotarians that are already doing so well. We managed to mentor more than 300 young people. But we introduced another program, the hands-on skilling program for Roli, in partnership with Motive. Here we're just training young people within the community, hands-on skills. That is, they learned how to do makeup, they learned how to do tailoring, they learned how to do mechanical work for cars and borders. They learned how to do photography and videography. And we had a graduation that had, I think, more than 500 people that we had trained within the system to help with the hands-on skilling. But I think largely it's because I fundraised for the construction of a school in one of the projects that I was running. It's called Nyachishumba Primary School. It was a school that didn't have facilities, so we fundraised money and completed the school. So it's just a combination of so many little things that we are doing within the community. People highlight you, they reach out and they say, I think Blessing is doing a good work. And of course, there are also very many other people that are nominated. And they send out a link, and then for me, I didn't know. At that time, I wasn't even around, so I didn't know. I just saw someone sent me a link, please vote for me. I checked the link. It had my name. Are you saying I should vote for you? I was nominated. Yeah, but I think it was a good award. For me, that time I was really very young. They gave it to us, I think, in 2021, 2022. Okay, as young, even now, young. But but that time, I felt like, oh yeah, so someone is actually watching the things that I'm doing. I felt so happy about that award. I have eventually seen other people that have gotten the award and they're doing amazing things. And I'm like, am I in their category? But I am glad that that award was given. I look at it every day and it motivates me to do better.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Great things you're doing out there. And you're a trade facilitation lawyer.
Yes.
We have many women in Uganda in business. How do you do this work? And also award, to the women in business.
Yes. So as a trade facilitation lawyer, I do more beyond compliancy. Really, I get into systems and advise people that are doing businesses. I do market research for them. There are people that want to penetrate different markets in not just Uganda, but regionally, globally. I'm able to do market statistics. I'm able to do market research and come up with reports on whether your product will penetrate that market. What are the challenges? How do you go past them? What are the available partners? Where is the source of funding? But also be able to help you comply with any other laws that are required within that market space. But on top of that, I'm able to also help you with complying just here, right? Like business complying, trading license, this, the other, so that you're able to compete favorably with the rest of the players on the market. What I am currently trying to do is to simplify the legal information, the legal laws within Africa for everyone who wants to do trading. For example, in South Sudan, what are the laws that are there? How have they been simplified? And me and a team of other 5 people, we are building what they call the Africa Compliance Platform. So everyone, whether you have money or you don't have money, you log on that Africa Compliance Platform, you're able to type in the country of your choice that you want to trade with, and you get the requirements simplified. We also are doing drafting of simplified documents, of course, at a very small fee, which can be afforded by anyone. And then you're able to transact globally. That is basically what I generally do. It sounds like it's complicated work, but I think I've found my way around it. Yeah, but for me, business is now part of me. Everywhere I am, what I'm doing, voluntary space, non-voluntary space, even current profession, I'm into the business space now. I am able to assist women, especially women. Let me emphasize this one.
True.
I know that I charge, when you come to my office, I'll definitely charge you a very high fee, but I can support women. When you come with an issue, just say, you know what, I don't have the money. Okay, give me a device. I'll be able to advise you and be able to support you, because even me, I'm in a startup space. I am growing my business, so I can give you a few tips. I was only given free of charge by University of Arizona with a dream builder. That's the same information that I'll share with you. So please feel free to reach out. Reach out to me, ask me any question, any legal questions. I will be able to support you.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And we are in the digital world. How can women, use the digital spaces to, to enlarge their businesses, mainly women in business?
So, this question is very interesting because I know women that are on TikTok. They use their data on TikTok every day. I'm swiping. Who has abused who? Senga acid. Who? Who said this? What did the Prime Minister say? How did she dance? How did you spend like 3 hours using data because you're on TikTok, because you are on Instagram, because you are in the same space? People are actually making a lot of money from. So the first thing is, do you own a smartphone? Everyone owns a smartphone. Do you have WhatsApp? Shockingly, when I was in the US, I realized people don't use WhatsApp in the US. They use normal messages. So all the businesses that we tried to train in the US, we were telling them, download WhatsApp, now upload your products on WhatsApp. It was shocking. They were so excited to use WhatsApp. Here in Uganda, I can put WhatsApp, put abusive things. I also want to inform the people in office who abused me. There's a court I got online to make sure that they get to know that I'm not happy. But I think you can also use those as means of posting what you are selling. Whether it's a product, whether it's a service, just go online. Eventually in the morning, tell them, good morning, my lovely potential customers. Today, I want to show you my beautiful things. Upload. Put prices. I don't know why people keep saying, come to my inbox. I won't come. Put prices there. You can say negotiable. Yes, but put prices. It's very easy for me to be scrolling. Everyone is going to scroll through the status. Encourage people to save your number so that they can view, that you can view their status, they can view your status. It's easier. But also use those social media platforms to post your businesses. Other than just posting how beautiful you look, unless you're selling clothes or makeup, it is okay for you once in a while to say, I look smart, I look beautiful, but what are you selling? The next post should be, if you want passion fruits at 40,000, I give you 50. People will actually say, I saw this on someone's status. How much? Can you deliver? Can you do this? That is the easiest way of social media. I don't want to start telling you, now create a website. Now go and develop an app, because all of us are in different spaces of growth. But the easiest is that every day, if you have data to stalk people, to look at what they are doing, to look at the trending gossip in Uganda and out of Uganda, if Two-Face separated with Anne, who did what, I think you can also post this information there. You're on so many WhatsApp groups. All the times you're the one who's posting some things, coordinated or uncoordinated. Now use that time to also post what you're selling. I want to know. Do professional stuff. If they ask you, do you have a profile? You're like, yeah, I have a profile. You know, I have a person who does for me my profiles, charges me 50K. There are people who can charge 10K. You get. Do a standard profile. This is my profile that I have, and this is how I associate with people. Then, if you're selling passion fruits, don't also use those phones that the passion fruit is not clear, is not what. Just you can get from your friend. I'm not saying buy a phone immediately. Do what? Get a friend of yours, your neighbor who has a better phone. Take a clear picture, edit it properly, edit it with the details that you want so that it is presentable. We buy what we see, not what you have. If you post something, even if it is very nice, but when I look at a picture, it looks like something is wrong with it, I'm not going to buy it. So use those simple little things. Tell people, please, I have posted my thing. Go online and like it. The more people, the jam that is on your post, people will keep wondering, why is everyone liking the post? And then they will come back and want to know, how much information do you know about your product? How much information are you talking about your product? If you're selling, what is it called? The skincare. And then I ask you, you've posted this, what does it do? You're like, I'll get back to you. No, even me, I got them from the other shop. People won't buy. Try to read and research about your things before you post them. It is easier for you to use social media because everyone is going to look at them. People in Kaberamaido, people in Bushenyi, people in Tungamo, all of them will look at your status. But by the time you say, I'll buy a newspaper because I have posted my Butunda, no one will get to know. So use it as much as you want. That status expires 24 hours. Make sure that every single day you have posted another picture of your product with a price and advertise, please buy from me. I give a discount. I can negotiate. I can discuss. Please give me feedback about my product. Before you know it, there are people who do not have physical shops, but they're selling more than people that have physical shops because they are posting on social media. I use social media to do all my work, to advertise my products, to do everything, and it has brought me a lot of feedback, not just clients, but feedback. I think you can do better here. I think this was posted wrongly. I think this one you can improve here, so that it helps me improve the way I am doing. So if you have a smartphone and you have data that you're using currently, post pictures about your service, post pictures about your product, tell us how good it is, tell us which problem you're solving, tell us the pricing and how you can negotiate, and let us know your physical location so that if you have one, people can come to you.
People can come.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. And of course, still in the line of business, many small businesses, people start up businesses, but then after 1, 2, 3 months, they are gone. They cannot, sustain these businesses. Where is the gap and what should we do, to sustain these ventures that we start?
Research in Uganda has showed 90% of the people that start businesses go and register them, spend money in URSB. They don't even last celebrate their anniversary. That is generally for all businesses. What am I communicating? Please don't be sad that your business has collapsed. You're already in the 90%. You just wanted to go to the 10%, but God has not enabled you to do that. But people start businesses out of excitement. People don't think through, I want to start this business, I want to run it like, they don't plan. They don't say, in 1 year I want to do this. In 2 years I want to do this. In 3 years I want to do this. There's a person who sees, I was discussing with my sister recently, there's a person who says that now my sister has nice clothes. She has a clothing shop. Please come and support her in Kisasi. She has a nice clothing shop, but she puts it there. Now, another person will come and say, oh, you have nice stuff. Tomorrow, you will see another shop there. With almost the same stuff. You're like, did you think about your business plan? Do you know what you want to achieve? Do you know where she picks her things from? Do you know what? She says, for me, I saw nice things and I saw many clients coming to her. And then you get. So at the end of the day, it is important for you to think through your process before you start. Go to the end before you start at the beginning. What do I want to achieve? What problem am I solving? Who needs it in the community? What's my target market? How am I going to implement it? How am I going to finance it? How am I going to run it? Which people am I going to employ there? Have a plan. Don't just, there's someone who says, don't just come. Just have a plan for everything that you want to do. Yeah. Just have a plan. Like, think through. You're like, okay, I want to do drying fruits. Where am I going to get a machine for drying these fruits? How am I going to package it? How am I going to get UNBS? Which people can partner with me? Where am I going to get the money? So that tomorrow, when you start your business, you're like, okay, now we are on stage 2. Yeah. But if you do not know how stage 2 looks like, how will you get to stage 2? Just plan. It's okay for you to be passionate about something, but entrepreneurship or running businesses is not, sometimes it's not like volunteering space. I'm passionate about this. Like, it's like how I gave you an example of people that are passionate about music. They start a band, but you can't sing. So what's the plan? At the end of the day, you can be passionate about something, but what is the motive for you to start that business? Are you going to make money out of it? Because if you're a business person and you're not making money, close shop. This is not a church. If you're not making money, and I'm not saying you'll start making money immediately. I'm saying there has to be a plan to make money. You have to say, this year, maybe I've overspent, so I'm first going to remove the money that I overspent. But in maybe 5 months, I want to see, am I starting to make like balanced equation? Then am I now making a little profit? Then how do I make more profit? If you women, specifically, my lovely women, you keep adding money. You get money from your current work. Then you're like, now I have added capital. Now I've added capital. You're not taking money out, but you keep adding. So for you keep thinking this business is growing because you have money that you're adding, but you're not realizing that money you're adding there, you're not bringing money out. You just imagine if you did not have that job. That means that you will not have money to keep adding there. Sometimes you pick money from the business and you're like, today I have liked this lipstick and someone has posted it, so I'm going to spend 100K and buy it. Then the person delivers it. You're like, anyway, let me remove this money. I'll put it back. Then you use the money, your profit, to buy lipstick. That is money you've taken out, which you had not intended to use for lipstick. Then you say, there's this dress that this lady posted, that Shina posted, and I want to go and support her, and what. And for Shina, she'll say the dress is 150. You get the money from your Butunda business, and you pay 150. The money doesn't go back. So there has to be a discipline of money, of saying, this is money for the business. If I want money, even when I'm in that business today seated there, I'm going to get my bag and get my wallet and pick money, not pick the one that is readily available there. So you need to know that in business, you have planned, you have put stages, you appreciate how business is run, you appreciate how they make money, you appreciate how they reinvest money, you appreciate how they are growing that money, and you appreciate your competition within the market, what they are doing better, how you can improve the price ranges. There's a lot of study that you do to just run even a small business, as small as mine. But for us, we just fall in. We are like, this group, we all decided to do farming. So now we are saving 1 million. We are going to Katakwi to start growing soya bean. Mama, you reach there. The land dried, the seeds dried in the land and everything. And you've made losses. And you say, I closed shop because of that. So lastly, just on that point is, not everyone is an entrepreneur. True. You can be an employee. You can be an entrepreneur. So you have to decide whether you want to run the business or not. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful conversation over here with Blessing. I hope you're taking notes and learning a lot from her. So as we come to the end of the conversation, anything you want to, you're doing a lot of work. I know some of which we've not talked about here, but you would wish to share with our viewers.
I don't want to share more about my work. I have over-talked about my work.
Yeah.
And we are doing a lot of stuff, and I don't want to go through it all. But all I can say is that there's some things that I want to highlight that could help you in your that have helped me and could also help you in your personal space. The first one is create time for yourself, for your personal growth, and for your family. Even in times where you're doing so much, your family is there, your children are there. I have 2 adopted babies. I love them so much.
Wow.
Yeah. So your family is there. Try so much to create time for them. Reach out to them, share with them, share with your friends. You know, life is lived once. Don't get stuck in running businesses and going through your work and everything. Get time and check on people. Check on your friends, check on your parents, check on your friends, on your boyfriends, on your husbands. Like, create time with them. Every time you get with human beings, there's a rub of joy, of growing younger, of getting new ideas. So try as much as possible to create time for your personal development and for your family. Number 2 is you can do something that you're passionate about, but also grow. If you're doing something that you're passionate about and you have not grown for a long time, maybe your passion is not helping you. There are people that are just doing it. There's a friend of mine who does dry cleaning services. Danwell, please support him. He says that, you know, for me, I don't like washing clothes, but I am making money out of it. So don't die on your passion also, because we don't want to see you broke, begging, pile kumi, 100 But when you're following your passion, passion can be there. Yes, and women, especially women, we are multitaskers. So you can do something you love, but also do something that brings you money. Tell God about everything you are doing. Tell him every day. Tell him every morning. Tell him before you sleep, and tell him, you know, God, I want to do this. Please guide me. Eventually, things will fall in place. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Blessing, for coming through. It has been really a wonderful time here with you, and there is a lot to learn from your story, from what you've shared with us. I hope you viewers, you have, you know, taken notes and learned something from her story. Thank you so much to our viewers. If this is your first time watching, as I mentioned, please like the conversation, subscribe to the channel, and of course share this particular link with your friends and family to watch. Yes, by sharing the link, you will be helping someone else, you know, to learn also, or pick something from the conversation. To the people behind the cameras, thank you so much. I've been your host, Madreen. See you next week. Bye.